Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Eric, Paul, and Sharp.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
What's up, guys?
Well, welcome to another episode of Rekt Reviews on Talk Radio. We're coming to you live from Angelica Theaters in Carmel Mountain in San Diego. We kind of got out of the studio for once.
They let us out.
Us out. We've actually been called professionals today, so we.
I know. Yeah. We managed to fool a couple of people.
It's a new era for the Rekt Review.
For sure.
This is a cool place, guys. This is really awesome. This is this is the first time I've ever been here. Looks like a really good movie-going experience.
This is one of my favorite theaters. It's a little far from me. I don't get to come here as often as I'd like, but it's awesome. It's
yeah, we've been here a couple times, I think, and this is one of my favorite ones to go to. You can when you buy your ticket, you can pick your seat ahead of time, and I will not go to a theater anymore unless you can do that. And they got the comfy seats.
Yeah, they got the recliners with a little tray. You can get food here, beverages,
which we are partaking in right now.
Well, we are Rekt. Yes, we are.
And we'd like to welcome our new special guest. Say hello to Amy.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Amy.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Welcome to the round table.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here with so many awesome drinks and the smell of popcorn in the air.
You might not say that by the end of the show. This is a pretty crazy crew here, but
I can get down with that for sure.
You know what? This place, it's kind of. This reminds me of the reason why people used to go to movies. You know, it was a whole experience before. You know, and this looks like the type of place that's like that. Get yourself some good food. It's like really comfortable seating, very nice atmosphere.
Yeah, it's cool. Kind of like in an age where you could just sit at home and pretty much watch whatever you want legally or otherwise. Getting out to movie theater, like you really need to step up. You step up your game like above the pizza that's sitting under the lamplights and
exactly.
I love the theater experience. I've always enjoyed going to see movies in the theater, but when you get in the nice seats and you can bring beer now to the theater, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too good to pass up.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Exactly.
Except for the fact that most movies today are.
That's why you have to apply Shark with alcohol to give them a reason to come here.
Absolutely, and they got me a very good beer today. This is a Mike Hess Orange Honey Wheat.
Nice,
delicious,
nice.
Refreshing.
Nice. No, the other thing I enjoy is the staff here has been really, really awesome. Just so nice, so
they're very
accommodating.
cool, very cool.
And they want you to have that ultimate movie experience.
Absolutely.
For visual and for taste buds reasons.
Yeah.
And what are you drinking, Amy?
Oh, I gotta go with my man Jack.
Nice.
And his partner Coke.
Calling Dr. Daniels, Dr. Jack Daniels.
Or Captain Jack.
There you go. What about you, Eric?
I am drinking a Ballast Point Pineapple Sculpin.
Very nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Sculpin's one of my favorites, and this is the pineapple version. Why not?
Paul, and you're actually drinking a beer.
No,
it's
it's
a cider.
No, it's a cider.
It's a cider.
Julian hard cider, apple cider, pretty good. Nice balance, not too sweet, not too sour. I like it.
That's pretty cool.
Usually Paul is drinking wine, and I'm drinking some sort of,
Oh, Amy's a girl after your own heart. She's a hard liquor girl.
I'm vodka and
I go Southern Comfort and Bud Light usually. So
okay.
Actually, most of these guys will drink water.
Yeah.
I swear half the time on the show, which is
Eric,
just a disgrace.
Eric is the beer snob here.
Yes, I am.
He's always got something new and spectacular going.
Are you the craftsman, the go-to for everything?
I like the craft beer. What can I say?
Oh, that's all right.
I will not make fun of you or make you feel bad for drinking something else, though. I'm not a jerk.
You've done that to me.
If you made a subpar movie that you spent $100 million on, however,
that's a different story.
Well, that's very interesting that you say that. Speaking of subpar movies.
Oh, here we go.
Before you go on a rant, I want to just say that one of the reasons Amy is here is we kind of tend to be a team of haters on the show, and just we needed to balance out with someone who's not as cynical
I do
Yeah.
appreciate you came dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you.
I
Yes.
did. I kind of went the Disney Marvel aspect. I'm wearing my Groot shirt, my baby Groot, and I'm wearing a Darth Vader blanket sweater. So
You are.
Oh, wow.
You are
draped
dressed to
in
the T.
Disney.
Yes.
Yes, I mean Disney annual pass holder, so I have to represent somehow.
Absolutely.
That's a Snow White tattoo, too. Isn't
You-
it?
Yeah, I am covered in Disney. I have a BB-8 tattoo.
She's got a big BB-8
I
tattoo.
have a big BB-8 tattoo.
You have a BB-8 tattoo.
I have a BB-8 tattoo.
Wow.
I can't. I love the little guy. I can't help it.
You and I can't be friends. We're just-
What if I told you I'm getting R2D2 on the other side?
okay, now then we can talk.
Okay,
yes.
all right, cool,
yeah.
cool. All right. I have a thing for droids.
I was busting Amy's chop about this when I saw the BB-8 tattoo. I was like, they're going to be putting out a Star Wars movie like one every year, so he may not be anything special. There might be a new cute robot every year.
I have enough skin on me. We can make it work.
You know, I can give you a pass for BB-8, but if you get a Jar Jar Binks,
No.
okay, then
There's
we
a
have to-
difference. No.
I have another solution for
Nobody
you.
has a Jar Jar Binks tattoo. Nobody in the world.
Might want to Google that.
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
That's
There's got to be
Photoshop is what
Yeah.
that is. That does not exist.
You're very naive. Have you been to the internet lately?
No. You can't. You could show it to me. I would not believe it.
What
But-
if we brought a human being to you in
No,
person?
it's fake. It's a robot.
If you do start running out of room, Amy, what you could do is you could have like BB-8 has a tattoo of R2D2. It's like it'll be kind
That's
of like
pretty
a
meta.
Inter-
yeah,
actually,
meta exactly.
I actually have a tattoo where the girl has a tattoo, so it's tattoo intersection.
go.
Yeah. So.
Oh, for the love of George Lucas.
It's like the inception of tattoos.
I like to be colorful and not in a tanning way.
You bring the party with you wherever
I
you
am,
go.
exactly. Actually, it's a conversational starter. At first, I thought I would get a lot of people like, oh my gosh, this girl is covered with tattoos. But people have been very, very welcoming, and they're curious. You know, it's a great starter.
George Clinton has really wild, crazy hair and all kinds of different colors, and he says he has it that way because wherever they go play, like it could be just in a bar somewhere, and he brings his own light show.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what he does.
I don't
huh?
have the hair, but I'll bring the tattoos.
Well, you've got a BB-8 tattoo.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
You know what's
Exactly.
colorful? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Very colorful.
All right, yes.
I noticed that too. You noticed that?
Colorful. It does have a very
A lot of blue in there.
very light, very bright color scheme to it.
Trigger warning for colorblind people out there. We need to be sensitive.
Oh,
Not
okay.
not everyone can see the spectacular light show that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, I am Groot.
I'm Groot as well.
All right, so just real quick before we... everybody here, I assume, has seen the first one.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes.
How did you guys feel about that one?
I love the first one.
Loved it.
Okay, it's my favorite Marvel movie,
Yeah.
I would say.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite Marvel movie because I liked Deadpool a whole lot better.
Oh yes.
But it was very good movie, especially since it's one of so Paul and Eric are all of you guys are a lot younger than me, and you're not a lot into comic books. So usually when we talk about Marvel movies, I'm the only one who knows anything about them. But I'd never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy until the movie came
Yeah,
out. So,
and I remember seeing a poster in a movie theater the first time, and I had no idea what it was. I'm like, what is this?
And it looked kind of
Yeah.
dumb.
It looked dumb.
Yeah,
There's a
it really
raccoon.
I think I was the only one that actually knew about Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'd never heard of it.
It's okay. Let me just say this: when this movie was presented, I was really excited because I'm a huge Marvel fan. I love Iron Man. I love Thor. I love all the great Marvel classics. But Guardians is kind of the stepchild of
Yeah.
Marvel. So when they bring this to the screen, I got really excited.
Okay, now let me ask you a question
Sure.
because I'm a big Marvel fan as well. However, the greatest superhero of all time is Batman,
Okay.
without a doubt.
This can go in a totally different conversation
Right.
because there's superheroes in different, whether it's mutations
Yes.
or it's money,
Yes.
whatever can bring it down. So it's
So Batman's
definitely-
superpower is having his parents' money,
Well,
essentially.
that's the same with Iron Man too. He
Yeah.
has money and
Yeah.
smarts, just like Bruce Wayne. But
Is there a rich mutant at all in either one of these universes?
Dr.
Xavier
Xavier
seems
was
to be
Doctor,
balling.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he had a school, I guess.
Yeah.
not in
He's got a flying wheelchair.
yeah,
Yeah.
not in Logan though. He was pretty much on the outs there.
Yeah.
That movie made me so sad.
Me
But-
too. I left the theater feeling really bad.
Yeah, so did I. I felt bad about the money I spent going to see it.
Oh, Logan 2 was so good. I mean, Logan was good. Not Logan 2, but
But anyway, Guardians
Yeah,
of the
let's go to
Galaxy
Guardians.
Volume 2. What did we overall think?
I have a feeling I know what shark lands on this thing. I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. I'm imagining Shark did not like this.
You know, here's the deal. If you want just a nice night out and you want to go see something mindless that you don't really have to pay that much attention to, you can go see this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, the problem to me right now with Marvel, with the whole MCU, is that you could take a white box and put the word movie on it on the side, and that's all of their movies. It's just it's all this one, because I liked the original so much. This one was a disappointment to me because it's less of a movie than it is just another part of an ongoing story. It seems to me like they were like, okay, now, because Marvel's turning out all these movies for the next 30 years.
Right.
So they're like, okay, now we got to do a Guardians movie. So what's going to be in it?
It seems to be like they may have been surprised themselves by the success of like this B-side,
right?
And just like really quickly, let's turn it around, build a theme park ride, get the movie out as quickly. And it seems like it was just put together with duct tape and gum, like really quickly without much thought, and definitely nowhere near the amount of magic that made the first one that special.
Because there's actually there's too many, in my opinion, there's too many stories in this, because it takes each character and it just takes them off in their own little story, and most of the stories are like kind of dumb. I mean, because you have Peter Quill, who's got to come to grips with, I finally found my father, and then Gamora and Nebula are sibling rivalry because they don't know which one of their father loves them the most, and then what's his name, Rocket, he's like, I'm mean to everybody because I didn't have a good childhood.
For like no reason, all of a sudden he's just being mean to everyone.
Yeah, and then they discussed that at the end, like, you're just like me, you had a bad childhood. It's like,
got to shoehorn that in there.
I'm like, am I watching Lifetime here, the Lifetime channel? Like, what's going on?
Okay.
I don't know which was worse, that part or the sister part, because that stuff felt super contrived.
Yeah. Very contrived.
And
right.
A lot of
really
it felt like forced and just kind of shoved together and like in
everything,
a very messy
every
way.
Big plot point I felt was just contrived.
Yeah.
Like Rocket just happened to steal batteries, which caused that thing, and then Kurt Russell just happens to show up right at the right time.
Now, the one thing this movie's got going for it is that Kurt Russell's in it.
Kurt Russell's awesome, yeah.
The one thing this movie has going for it is Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is awesome. But Kurt Russell is always awesome.
Long live Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kurt Russell is always awesome. So, to me, he was the very best thing in this movie, and he looked like he was having such a good time. Like,
I don't think they give him enough to do. A lot of people didn't get enough to do in this movie.
Yeah.
But
Chris Pratt didn't get anything to do in this.
Nothing.
Nothing.
He got to get angry at one point, which I'm like, don't know.
It's amazing that I like the Guardians of the Galaxy because I don't like Chris Pratt at all.
I like
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Chris Pratt.
I like Chris Pratt.
I love him.
To me, Chris Pratt is like every character he plays is just a lesser dumb character than he plays on Parks and Rec.
He doesn't have a lot of range, and when he's supposed to get angry and like there's supposed to be like
it's not
when
believable.
he finds out about his mom, like
it's not
like
believable.
I'm like don't make him do this, especially when you're up against Kurt Russell, who's been acting for years.
Amy, what did you think?
Okay, well, I'm glad you mentioned Kurt Russell because that was the main thing. And if you remember with Guardians 1, when I was in the theater and they said Guardians will be back, everyone got really excited because they really loved the first one. So then through the months of the whole production, you had rumors that Kurt Russell's going to be his dad. He's going to be Ego.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, is it going to happen? So to me, that was the main top. Now, to you guys with the additional little plots, I do agree to the point, like the sister rivalry was, I think, a little overdone.
I don't think the sister character even needed to be in this.
Yeah.
Nebula, I mean, technically she could have been, but I think the way they planned it could have been done a little bit better, a little more executed, a little bit better. The whole Rocket thing, I didn't really pay attention to it because for me, as a moviegoer and as a Marvel fan, I was excited about Ego. That was
Right.
my main thing. I wanted to see what was going on. We wanted to know what happened to his mom and
Right.
what happened to the dad. So that's what I paid attention to. So when he came out and he's like, "I'm your father," and he's like,
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler,
You know.
we're talking about Guardians. Come on.
If you haven't seen
If
it
you
by now,
haven't-
shame on you.
if you have not seen it opening day,
Yeah.
shame on you for that. But
Han Solo dies in it. Come on.
Yep.
But no, I really enjoyed it. I mean, to the point, like, I'm a James Gunn fan ever since he did the director of Lollipop Chainsaw, and that's before not many people knew about him.
Yeah.
But then the really cool thing is, he comes on to Guardians, and not many people knew this director. So they're like,
Yeah.
who is this James Gunn? It's not like the director of, Star Trek. It's not George Lucas. I mean, we're talking about Disney here,
Right.
He has a certain edge to him that I really like.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a good director. He's a very good director. He's actually a good writer too.
Yeah.
But I think he got the same thing that happens when you start doing Marvel films, where he's like, I don't really have to be a great director on this.
Well, you probably get like a bunch of committees and
Yeah.
corporations and just probably like rooms full of people driving it in all different directions.
I mean, listen, it's the most like unneeded use of cameos I've ever seen. And why is Sylvester Stallone in
Stallone
this
had
movie?
no reason
It's
to be
to
there.
set
That
up
was
another
shocking.
movie.
Yeah.
that was. I did not expect.
All
him
it
to be
is
in
to set up another movie. Like,
Yeah.
I think like with the success of the first one, the studios were like, oh wait, this is like another like several franchises we could do. We have to make this movie set up like 3 or 4 other different ones.
So it's going to be a movie about what Reapers? What are they called?
Ravagers.
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 Yeah.
So it's that's going to be a whole separate movie.
That's gonna be a movie.
And see, I don't think
I don't know
what's
if
the
I
guy?
care.
What is the guy? The blue guy?
I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yondo.
Yondu.
Yeah,
Yondu.
yeah. Yondu.
To me, he
But-
was the highlight of the movie.
Yeah.
Besides Kurt Russell, he's the best character
Yeah.
to me, and he's gone. But it's a Marvel movie; they can easily bring him back. Yeah, spoiler.
But again,
Spoiler.
it almost seemed like he was kind of like the central plot point of this whole movie, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure why.
Well, he was easily.
Well, the movie's
Michael
about-
Rooker. Is that, is
Yeah,
that
Michael
Michael
Rooker.
Rooker.
I love Michael
Yeah.
Rooker.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
easily the best actor in the film to me. Like
Next to Kurt
easily.
Russell.
Next to Kurt
oh
Russell.
yeah, you cannot put him above Kurt
But
Russell.
And then
on
Vin
that.
Diesel, obviously.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Why
not
is he
count.
why is he credited in this? You don't need him to do Baby Groot's
Did
voice,
they,
by the way.
They did a voice changer on him or
Yeah.
something?
So
Yeah,
Is
he
that
actually
what it
recorded the
Yeah, it
voice
was
and then
him.
they pitch shifted
But
it.
why?
I don't know.
Why?
So
like get a kid to do it.
So
Who cares?
so Disney could say we have a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's the thing we miss is it's not just Marvel, and that's the thing, with these movies. It's like you got Marvel and you have Disney, so
Right.
you have these 2 huge companies, and it's like let's make it family friendly. And
Right.
it's like Deadpool. Deadpool is Marvel, but you don't
Yeah.
see any Deadpool merch in Disney at all.
Speaking of family
Friendly.
friendly,
Family
sorry.
friendly.
Woo!
When I saw this in the theater, someone brought their 5-year-old.
Oh God.
I couldn't imagine having a 5-year-old watch this thing.
Okay, since you brought that up, this is a good segue to do a little plug for
Yes.
Angelica Theater, because this is we were talking to
This sort of shenanigans you wouldn't find here.
one of the cool things that they have here that really I thought was a great idea is the Crybaby Matinee.
Yes.
Every Wednesday at 11 a.m., parents and their babies can enjoy a film without worrying about unexpected tantrums or feedings in the dark, and it's only $8.50. So if you have a baby and you want to bring him to a movie theater without having people like throw bottles and popcorn at you, this is a great idea.
Without annoying the rest of the planet. You can-
I really wish a lot of theaters
That's
came
good
up
for
with
everybody.
this.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. As you wouldn't have had this kind of experience whatever karate movie theater.
Whatever.
you-
We
Again-
won't mention the name of that place.
Again, you guys are too young to remember this, but theaters they used to have what was called a crying room.
Yes, I remember that
Yeah,
actually.
in the back of
in the
theaters,
back
yeah,
with
it
the
was
glass
with
and
glass,
it has-
yeah.
Huh.
They did have that at one point, and then one day it's just they got rid of them, which I never used them, but I thought
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to have
To make
you know?
more room and sell
Apparently,
more
yeah.
seats.
So sorry, I interrupted you. So there was a crying infant in your.
Well, no, I couldn't imagine bringing a 5-year-old to this movie because there's a lot of dark. I mean, a lot of people die in this thing.
Yeah. There's
People
some
die.
dark, violent parts in there,
Like-
which I
like
also
they
thought
inject
were a
people
little.
into space.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
ejecting people into space was a little rough for little kids. The part where Yondo just goes crazy with
The
his
whistle.
little whistle arrow and just starts just murdering people. By
That
the,
was
by the
awesome,
dozen.
though.
But that soundtrack, though,
That was-
let's talk about the soundtrack.
The soundtrack's awesome.
I actually have it in my
Oh.
car.
Yeah, the
The
soundtrack is
soundtrack
awesome.
bummed me out this time around.
Me too.
Really?
Me too.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, but because
How they try to like shoehorn it into the plot too. You have Kurt Russell quoting lyrics in
Right.
this thing.
Oh.
Well,
And
yeah,
that
but,
was
you know what though? That was I think that's part of the whole thing is that they do shoehorn the music in, but at least it's good music that they're shoehorning in.
I think like with everything
it was
else,
nowhere near as good as the first one.
Yeah, same thing. Like it was almost like like a whole character in the other movie, and again with this one is just like.
Like the studio was like, oh yeah, that was like an important part of the first one. Let's be sure to draw attention to it.
Yeah,
and it was
music is essential in this. But I'm a music snob, so I had a girl last night compare Prince to Calvin Harris.
Oh,
I told her I was like, I said, go stand in the middle of the street.
Oh no,
go stand in the middle of the street and let cars hit you because this is. What you just said is absolutely ridiculous. Like I'm not going to even have a discussion with you any longer.
Prince's life.
Yeah.
How could they do it? But we're talking about sequels. Let's talk about sequels for a moment. So think about Marvel movies with sequels. You got Thor 2.
Right.
You have Iron Man 2. You have the Avengers 2.
Yeah, those are all bad.
They're
all three of those are bad movies.
Horrible.
Okay, so to that, everyone expects a sequel to not go to the first expectation. I think as a sequel to Marvel, I think they did a very decent job with this. I think they did try to. There's both aspects. I think they got some of the plot, especially with the older comics, because you got Ego, who technically, spoiler, is a planet.
Right.
But they're also trying to integrate within the Infinity Wars for Marvel too.
Right.
Well, with the stones.
Yeah.
The Stonehenge
Yeah.
at the end. If you notice at the end of the credits with Jeff Goldblum's character.
He's dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "What is he doing on there?" And I'm like, you don't know.
He's in the Thor movie.
He's in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
But I thought that usually the little Easter eggs they have at the end are kind of good. These I didn't think so.
Okay.
Only because
there was
you have to
800 of them.
Yeah. Well, there were too many of them.
There was a lot.
Howard the Duck was in this movie.
Yeah, Howard the Duck was in the movie.
And I appreciate that so much.
I did like the ending credits. They were kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like the I am Groot joke.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
The little flash
kept flashing I am Groot. But they, in the little Easter eggs, like at the end of this one, which I guess this is what's going to happen with Guardians of the Galaxy, because, like I said, there's not too many people that know, except for the movie. Like she goes, I think I'll call him Adam. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a character, but nobody knows that. Like they don't.
And that's what everyone's wondering. Okay, is Adam going to be in this movie?
Yeah.
And
well, Adam's going to be in the Infinity Wars, and that see that's my problem. Yeah, see, you guys are lost on this, but my problem with Marvel now is that they are just putting bits and pieces of everything together.
Nerds.
Just going to...
I'll take that as a compliment.
Just going to Infinity Wars.
Yes.
And so they're like, okay, we got to throw this in.
That's like the big fundamental problem with all this stuff. It's all setting up something else. And it's not giving enough time for it to be its own thing.
Well, and I think that's probably why the first of each one of these is usually way better than the rest, because it kind of gets to be its own thing. And once it becomes a corporate strategy for something else, that's when it starts going downhill.
That's true.
I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say that Infinity War is going to be the worst movie ever made.
You know what?
Heard it here first.
Because they can't possibly have 700 superheroes in a movie.
It can't be as bad as Thor 2.
I've never seen it.
All of the Thors are bad, and the one coming out, Ragnarok.
That looks good.
That looks like a full-blown comedy, so I'm actually...
it's going to be a comedy,
I'm once again going to step up and defend Thor. I like the Thor movies.
I like the first one, never seen the second one, but the new one, I didn't understand the whole... I'm like, it looks like Guardians. It has like a 70s, 80s feel.
Yeah.
I got really excited about Gladiator Hulk, though.
Yeah.
So excited for him. But but then looking at it, I'm like, okay, it kind of ties into the Guardians
It does, but I think what they did, they were like, you know what? Guardians was kind of a comedy, and it did very well. So you know what? We're going to make the next Thor a comedy.
But to your point of Infinity Wars, I think they're hyping it so much right now, and I think they need to take a step back, because
they really do.
We're talking about comics here. You have years and years and years and years of comics, and comics take their time to develop that character.
Right.
You're trying to push it in for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
You got to set yourself back and decide what is either important or how long are we going to extend this for.
Right.
To the point of what you guys made is you have the different sublines, like with Rocket losing his temper, and you have the sister rivalry, and you have Ego. It's like, okay, let's focus on 1 or 2 of those. Other ones could cut. But what I appreciate is they're trying to give you a character development and try to understand the characters, especially if you're not familiar with Guardians.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, what kills me is that Marvel has put out ads that are talking about the movies like 10 years from now.
Yeah, they've got a whole pipeline going.
Yeah, and as a person who likes to go to movies, it's like, don't show me that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't read up about them. I don't know anything about Infinity Wars.
Yeah. I don't want to know that 5 years from now I'm going to be able to go see Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
it's
that.
like just
And then when you
just
see
hit
it,
me with it.
you don't care because you care about whatever the next thing is that you've
Yeah,
heard about.
exactly.
But-
And so but the fact, going back to what you said, they are trying to build character development, but they're shoehorning them in. I don't think anybody's writing them in correctly.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
they're just,
it's, everything just feels contrived. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it does.
Like the first one felt way more organic.
And the other thing that bummed me out right in the beginning is like they just got these like crude, stupid jokes like right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Okay.
It's just like
The turd joke.
turd jokes, dick jokes, just for no reason.
Yeah.
And,
and that's like so.
and they're not good even. They're not
Yeah.
worth
Yeah.
it.
The humor was really hit or miss.
Drax, which was one of my favorite
Oh.
characters in the first movie.
Yeah.
In this one, it was just too far.
Yeah.
He's pure comic relief
He's
now.
pure comic, and then, but at the end, he's like, because through the whole movie, he's like pure comedy relief, and he's inappropriate. He doesn't care
Yeah.
what he says.
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah.
even realize it. But then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I've changed to." Kind of because then he calls what is the
I kind of like
one
that where he
character?
just Mantis, where he just keeps
Yeah.
telling her how ugly she is.
and then at the end he tells her she's beautiful and,
On
Yeah.
the inside.
On the inside.
on the inside, yeah.
I like that guy. Like that guy.
He's great.
He tried to be
He's
a
got
great
so much
actor.
charisma.
He was
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
in the James
I'm sure
Bond movie.
He was
No,
I think my favorite part of this movie, besides Kurt Russell, is Drax.
Yeah.
Drax.
Even
Yeah.
though like he was like kind of just overacting on a lot of this stuff and just
I
overreaching.
hated that
but-
turd joke. I mean, that would.
It was stupid.
There were some jokes in there like that kind of got a little old. Like it's not ripe, the fruit.
Yeah.
That
was a
one.
bad
I'm like, but there was some. Okay, so all right. So I want to talk about Baby Groot for a moment
Yes.
because I think at the end of the first one, Groot dancing and Drax watching and he stops. That was a huge thing. So they redid it kind of sort of in the opening credits, which I love, by the way. I
Yeah.
love the opening credits and the song, and he's dancing and all that. But the thing of it is Baby Groot. I don't know do you think Groot is Guardians? Do you think that's what a lot of people
Groot
assume?
Is Groot
Groot-
stupid, by the way?
he's pretty like developmentally challenged.
Yeah.
It seems in
Like,
this
Remember
one.
the first one? Are you drinking water? No. And then
So
he's
does
drinking
Baby
again.
Groot have those memories? Is he just a whole new thing now?
I
don't
think
know how
so.
it works.
I
I just feel like it's.
I don't think they expect you to even think that. To me, what
He's
Baby-
just adorable. Just
yeah,
enjoy it.
Baby,
Yeah.
baby,
Don't think about
Baby
it too
Groot,
hard.
Baby Groot through this entire film is a commercial for people going out and buying Baby Groot.
That's true.
That's
and
what- that's
for
what
kids,
it
I
is.
think.
For
I don't
kids,
know.
yeah.
Baby Groot was like cotton candy, man. There's like I don't know. There was no substance. to it.
Yeah, throw something cute in it for the kids.
It's
Like,
again.
like
that-
the intro
yeah.
was cute, but it's like I thought it was like okay, let's get the Baby Groot cuteness out of the way, but
Yeah.
no.
My friend was like, I wanted to see the battle. I didn't want
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
the
I know. I was
dancing."
trying to like
Yeah.
focus on the out of focus stuff in the back.
To me, what they should have done, and this is just me, if Disney was not involved with Marvel, the Marvel movies would be a lot better.
Oh, totally.
And what they should have done, and this is just in my opinion, he's Baby Groot now, but in the original, Groot is like this real strong,
Yeah.
indestructible character.
Yeah.
They should have had him be the same way. He's just small now,
Yeah.
and so when he's like running around. He should be running around saving everybody. He still has the same powers and everything, but now he's just like a kid.
Baby Groot killed.
Yeah,
He did. He was a
He's
murderer.
a killer baby.
yeah.
But actually, to your point, that might happen because remember at the end, spoiler
He's a
alert,
teenager.
he's now a teenager.
He's a teenager,
So
yeah.
I think
That's
he'll
something I
back
want to see.
Yeah.
playing video games. And he's like, "Dad, get out of my room."
Yeah. If in the next one he's not full grown and back to
Oh,
being
he'll be a
Oh,
teenager.
yeah.
He's going to be a teenager.
yeah. Because see, I can see them.
And you get puberty Vin Diesel.
Well, I can see them carrying this Marvel stuff on to long past when I'm dead.
Oh, yeah.
Because now Baby Groot will be part of the new Avengers or something, or just like
I think James Gunn talked about the next one is actually going to be the last one of that series. So if they
Thank
do another,
goodness.
The last one he'll do.
Guardians, yeah, that's
not gonna-
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, you got Yondu who's gone now,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, and we know there's a third one because it did say at the end,
Right.
they will be back.
and you did see Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Make
With-
like the
He gets
Ravagers
his-
are back together.
They get their own movie.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. They should just make it into something else. But it's like, okay, so what's going to happen next? That's my question.
Yeah, but-
What did you guys think of the action sequences? I wanted to get into that a little bit.
The action sequences to me looked like Too Fast, Too Furious. It's just a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing.
The only one that really sticks out for me that I liked is with Rocket kicking ass in the forest.
Yes.
The Rocket character is
That one
actually
had like
cool.
a sense of place,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was like, I don't know, it just bummed me out again against the first one. Well, all the action sequences in that one had like a very sense of place. They were very direct, and this one, like at the end, is like, oh yeah, we're going to fight a planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
And
end
it was just like,
just,
and there was just like endless CG everywhere.
Yeah.
like really bad CG too.
Yeah.
It looked like
terrible.
a circus, like just vomited on the screen.
like
or something.
like
It was just color
Raiders of the
everywhere.
Lost Ark we went back to with the skull melty face stuff.
The candle faces. melting.
Candle faces, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
still never seen one episode of the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's a movie, not a TV show.
I don't know how I can call myself. I don't know how I can call myself a film buff, having never seen one of those
I think
movies.
you don't even qualify for dubiously qualified at
Yeah,
this
well,
point.
you know what? I don't
You gotta
like.
strip that
I don't
away.
like Harrison Ford.
What's beneath
so
what's beneath dubiously?
Oh my God.
unqualified? You know, I don't like Harrison Ford. He's boring.
But to the graphics, if they were sugar, I just felt sick afterwards.
Yeah.
It was just, I think,
Too
a little
much.
too much visually. But to your point of the rocket scene, I like to see more physical action
Yeah.
Yeah.
than the CGI action.
And that
super
was all
cartoony.
CG too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
But there was some,
you get the feeling that with the exception of Rocket, the rest of, because Yondu actually calls them the Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
yeah.
Like now
they got called that in the first one.
Yeah,
too.
because of what they did then. Now they're the Guardians of the Galaxy. But it seems like they're a bunch of stand-up comedians running around the galaxy telling jokes, except for Rocket.
And the fate of the galaxy, like, really rests like on really mentally challenged little tree thing
Yeah.
where it doesn't know
Yeah.
what button to press.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Why was
if-
there a button to blow
that
it
was
up
that was the end of the
immediately?
life as we know it. If you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like that's whose life.
Why
And-
did,
and
why did
that-
that button exist? Why did he make a button that instant?
so there could be comedy, and
Yeah.
that little bit right there went on for far too long.
It did. It did. I agree.
You know what
with
joke I did like was the tape joke.
Yes.
With him,
Do you have tape?
Oh, do you have tape?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care about the action going on.
Yeah.
And
But
like
you
and
care
then-
you care to find out who has the tape.
Well, no, it's just like the characters didn't care either. In that point, it's like, oh yeah, let's go talk about tape for a minute.
Yeah, they're, like,
'Cause we
saving
don't-
the world
It's like
and,
nobody
you
cares
know.
about any of this stuff going on.
You know what? This is kind of off topic, but you know who the luckiest actor in the world is James Brolin. James Brolin, because he's Thanos. And
Yeah.
he does like 3 seconds in each movie, and he's getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do it.
I would
Was
say Vin
he
Diesel.
even in this?
No, he wasn't
That's
even
what
in
I'm
this
saying.
one. Yeah,
So where's Thanos? That's my question.
they mention him, and he's like
Because he had
they-
one of the stones in the first
well,
one.
it's all building up. Infinity Wars is a battle against Thanos, so it's
Yeah.
all building up to that. So that's when he's going to do his
but
big
they-
stuff. But
They should've-
Someone's going to have to get killed off in the Infinity Wars, right?
Robert Downey Jr.
We
is
should start a
playing.
Deadpool.
well, no, Captain America is going to die. Yeah.
Good riddance.
Spoiler.
And Robert Downey
Spoiler.
Jr. I know Robert Downey Jr. wants out, so
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
assume he's gonna die.
Good, him I'll miss.
I
Yeah.
Well,
bet
Doctor
you
Strange is taking his place because they're the exact same character.
they're the
Yeah.
exact same character.
He's great.
I
So-
have not watched Doctor Strange yet, and I
Don't
have
don't waste your time.
I have it.
No,
so I
don't
have-
listen to him. He's a hater. You know this by now. That was a good movie.
It's better than this movie.
It's
I'll say that
better.
for it.
Oh,
But
well,
you know what it is?
what?
If you put a superhero into Inception, that's what Doctor
Nah.
Strange.
The visuals. Of
The
it.
visuals.
It's Iron Man and
yeah.
Inception.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm an Iron. I actually, fun fact, I
Iron Man's
actually
good.
did extra work for Iron Man 3 in
Nice.
North Carolina, and I actually got to meet Robert Downey Jr.
Nice.
He was the coolest, most laid back guy, and
I liked Iron Man 3.
yeah, it was. Really
I will
cool.
bet you that because he said he wants to be done with it, but they're going to give him
So much money.
like a ridiculous amount of money because now no one else can play that role.
He is.
He's
Stark.
Tony
Yeah.
Stark.
He is
No
Tony
one else
Stark.
can play that role, and if they try,
He's gonna get too old at some point, though.
Yeah,
That-
and then
that-
they'll do the whole rebooting thing.
yeah.
in like
But
10
I mean,
years.
like, but that's part of the Tony Stark, his arc, his story is that he does get old and
Oh, does it?
and mean and
Yeah.
crazy and like doesn't want to do it anymore. You know, like
as long as they don't bring Gwyneth Paltrow back, I'm good with that.
why was she there in the first
I
place?
pepper.
Why has she ever made a movie?
Ooh.
Super, bro. Oh my gosh.
I thought you would have loved Shakespeare in Love. I don't know.
Oh.
It has shark
Yeah.
written all over it.
What about
Yeah.
Sideways?
Yeah,
You know?
or I could stick flaming hot needles in my eyes. It's like the same thing, really.
Oh my gosh. gosh. But no, to the jokes of Guardians, there was some really good ones. I thought they made valid points, and there were ones that are like, okay.
The Mary Poppins joke was really good.
Oh, Mary Poppins memes all over my Instagram.
I saw some
I'm Mary Poppins,
memes on
y'all.
Reddit.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Is he cool?
So I love that
Trash
joke,
can.
but then I wanted to punch the screen when the Pac-Man joke happened.
Oh,
That
I did
was
too.
Good, though.
No, it was
I
not.
You
I
didn't
hated
like it?
no.
Oh, I liked it.
I just,
I
you
did
know,
not
at some point, Chris Pratt has to show some sort of range in his acting. Like,
He's still young.
Yeah, maybe not in Guardians of the Galaxy, but when they do the next Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
which I hope every copy of that just burns on its way to
That's
the
not a
theater.
movie that involves range either, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's all action
Yeah,
and smart ass.
Bad
comments.
action.
Yeah.
bad action. But my you know, again, my problem with the Marvel movies is that I'm still waiting. Like the first Iron Man, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first Iron Man. I thought all the Captain Americas were terrible. I didn't like any of those. Deadpool was awesome.
I'm a huge Deadpool
Yeah,
fan, and I was
Deadpool
so
was
excited. I can't wait for the
Well,
second
there's
one.
never going to be a rated R Marvel Universe movie, though.
Which is a shame because in Infinity Wars
They make too much money.
Yeah, Infinity Wars would be great if it were a dark superhero movie because the subject matter is dark. It's like the end of the world. It's a dark subject matter, so they should do it that way. Which is why I like Deadpool, and which is why I like the.
But even Deadpool's not super dark.
There's a lot of comedy in it, but it's just like
It's like-
but that's that character.
Yeah.
That's the way that character is. Like they play him just like in the comics. So
Yeah, very close to what they can do.
I'm not a big Ryan Reynolds fan, but he plays this part extremely well. So
That, and I like how they made the inside joke of Green Lantern kind of in with
Yeah.
Deadpool. That was cool.
So why did Ego tell Chris Pratt that he killed his mom?
Yeah, I was going to ask
like-
the same thing.
Like,
What's
why,
the point of that?
Why would you say that?
well, what I got from it is the fact that ego is just that. He's like I'm all
He's
powerful.
life, he's
Credit
lived
for
everything.
everything.
But
Yeah.
like, he knows how Chris Pratt feels about his
Yeah,
mother.
yeah, that
like,
was-
It makes no sense for him to tell him.
That's
No,
where I
at
got
that
lost
point.
too.
Well, no, because he's trying to change him into being like him,
Yeah.
so that they can
Well, yeah.
rule the galaxy together.
Yeah, but
So
you don't lead off with that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he
You,
made a bad
you,
choice.
you work your way into that one.
you do if you're ego. You're just like so, he had tricked him into everything. So.
Well, it's like when Ego came on screen, he had this persona and like he has this beautiful planet, and I'm like, something's gonna go wrong. And
Well, you knew that,
Mantis-
and you're just kind of waiting around for it.
Yeah, but you had some people who didn't know, had no idea, and then when he mentioned that comment, that snapped him out back
Yeah.
to reality, and he's like, he didn't care.
Very
He's-
trippy that Kurt Russell actually played a bad guy in this
Yeah.
movie. Kurt Russell never plays a bad guy. He's usually Mr. Clean.
Wasn't
you
he a
know?
bad guy? I haven't seen the Fast and Furious movies. Isn't
Is
a
he
bad
in
guy?
that?
I don't think he's in that.
Yeah, he's in the. I know he's in the
he,
last
he
two.
Is, he is.
Is he a
Oh,
bad guy
okay.
in it?
No, I think he's. They always flip bad guys to good guys in those
Yeah,
movies. I
that's
think
true.
he kind of
Is he one of
starts
those?
out as
He
like
starts out as a bad guy?
hunting them, and
See,
then
there's absolutely nothing you could do to get me to see one of those movies.
It's got Kurt Russell.
I'll go watch the Computer War Tennis
Yeah.
Shoes. I want to see Kurt Russell. But I just like those are the worst movies ever.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, it's just like cars,
Cars, more
fight,
cars, family,
fight,
no
family, cars. and
somehow
being
I
with each
always
other.
end up watching one, and I always end up
You have
enjoying
to.
them.
The fifth one is so stupid, but so good at the same time.
If you want to watch movies about cars, go watch Vanishing Points.
It's
Go
not
watch
about cars anymore.
Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
I mean, there's like sexy cars in it now, but like
Ooh,
that's
sexy
not
cars.
even like the point of it
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, see the thing, and I don't have to go see this movie because they're all Dodge cars and this, all Challengers and stuff. I have a Challenger. I can just go drive my
You
own
live
car.
Fast and Furious.
Dude,
Yeah.
me and you are gonna fight because I have a Camaro.
Uh-oh.
Oh, drag race!
We've got a fight going on.
Drag
Wait,
race.
wait.
You're gonna have to drive one through the doors of a cargo train.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute, well, mine's a V6, so I can't. I don't know.
Sorry.
V8. You got an 8.
I could get an 8, but I
I've
got
got-
my baby when she first came out.
I've got
so.
the SRT, so
Oh yeah, he got me beat, so I'm not even gonna test. But still, I appreciate really good cars.
so do I. Which I like, and if that were, I could go and sit and just have them show me the cars
Yeah.
in the movie, but I don't need to see Vin Diesel. I like The Rock, but I don't need to see him and Vin Diesel in the same movie. That is a level of torture I'm not willing to put up with.
So
Ludacris in a film? No.
You don't like Ludacris?
I like Ludacris on record, but in a movie,
movie?
I don't want to see him act. No.
So kind of going back to Guardians, let's talk about the new character
Mantis.
Let's talk about that.
She's so ugly. She's hideous.
But she's beautiful on the inside.
On the inside, sure.
That
But on the
character-
outside, she's hideous.
Okay, so that's one of the things that I hated about the movie because there is so much more to that character. Mantis in the comic book, she's a martial arts expert. She's a fighter, and she's all strong and can fly and all this stuff. And in this,
She kind of seems helpless. in
yeah,
a
she's
way.
like helpless. She's Ego's pet.
Maybe they have to train her. Maybe that's what they're going to do.
That's supposed to be her power. She's more powerful than any of
Than
them.
touching you and saying you feel sad.
Yeah.
Maybe she can like Neo her way into martial arts. She just touches someone that already knows martial arts, and then she
There you
just
go.
They'll probably do something like that,
That's
but you can tell. So she's a replacement character. Like it seems like in every one of these movies, they bring on a new character and they kill one off. So they keep just building characters.
Marvel in general or
Marvel
Guardian?
in general, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just keep building it. So
I was fine for her for the most part. She didn't I didn't read the comics, so I don't care if she's a martial artist or not.
but that's the thing. So she's not
She
really
seemed all right.
she's not really a character from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
She's a Marvel character. She
Yeah.
was one of the new Avengers.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to her in this.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I mean, nobody had enough screen time because there was too many people in this.
Too-
Yeah.
there's too-
Yeah.
which is so unless they make Infinity Wars like 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
how are they going to fit
I
all
thought
these
That's
characters
very
in?
likely.
Is it going to be 2 movies?
Well-
It's probably going to be 3.
There's
I'm
probably like
gonna-
3.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they're going to fit all these into one movie. Like the last Avengers.
See, Avengers I thought the first Avengers did a really good job of juggling so many characters.
But there were like 4 main characters in the first Avengers.
Are there more than that?
No,
Isn't
because
there
there's
6?
there's like Thor, the Hulk, Iron Man, Captain
Widow.
America,
Then you
Black
got
Widow, which I don't
Black
know
Widow,
why.
and then the Arrow dude.
Black Widow and
Okay,
Hawkeye.
yeah.
Why are they Avengers?
I don't know.
It's
They're in
terrible.
the comics. You got to throw them in there.
They're in the comics, but they should have. Well, I guess you keep them in, but
But still, I think that movie did a good job juggling all those. And you had Loki in there too.
yeah.
that's
So
true.
it did a good job of that.
Loki's one of my favorite
I
characters.
love Loki.
Yeah.
Loki's cool.
He's
but-
he's the only good thing in Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now, so when you do,
Which
when you
we've
get
talked
to Captain America: Civil War, and there's like 9 or 10 of them, well, it's like okay, and the same
Yeah.
thing. The new Spider-Man looks terrible.
I haven't seen anything,
Homecoming?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I haven't seen anything about it.
I've seen like a trailer, and they
I
set
like
it
the
up.
kid that plays him. He's been in some good stuff.
He might. I've never seen him. Might be a good actor, but like he's.
Yeah, he was in the previous. I can't even think of it right now. I think they chose him as a good Spider-Man, but if I do go see this, it's Michael Keaton who I want to see.
Michael
it for.
Keaton's in
Yes,
it?
yeah.
I'm on board.
He's the
He's the
bad
villain.
guy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the villain.
Nice.
What
So
if he-
you got Batman in a Marvel movie.
Michael Keaton turned out to be a really, really good actor. I remember when he was like a stand-up comedian. Like,
Yeah, don't go see that McDonald's movie though.
I saw
I heard
that
it was
movie.
good.
I saw that movie.
Oh.
It's not good?
No,
No.
I liked it, but because he was so terrible in that movie, he was just like.
Well, the guy is terrible.
Like he
person.
played a
really-
terrible character, or he was bad
Well, he
acting?
played
No,
a terrible
no,
kid.
no,
But
Ray
he
Kroc-
does
Ray-
this ridiculous voice in it.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to mimic the real live person.
Yeah.
Ray
and
Kroc,
and
yeah.
it doesn't work.
Ray Kroc was a terrible person.
Yes, he was.
Terrible person.
I heard he was good in Birdman though. I haven't seen Birdman.
Birdman was good.
I haven't seen Birdman.
I've seen it.
It's weird, but it's good.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's so far to me, he's the best Batman too. So
Yes, thank you for that.
absolutely.
He's got the right chin for it.
No, the best Batman is Lego Batman.
So far, I think one of the things that we can agree on is the best thing in the movie was Kurt Russell.
Yes.
And Kurt,
I thought it was. Yeah, well, crap. I already.
Yondu.
Yondu. I keep forgetting that word too. I try to remember it
I
like
think
10
he's the
times
highlight.
today.
Kurt
Yeah.
Russell's the best actor in it.
they could have taken out so much of this, like the whole thing with the
This thing needs a
with
fan edit or something.
taser face. That
God.
Oh
whole
my
thing was not needed whatsoever.
It was very violent. I was
Yeah.
actually really, really surprised.
I thought one of the things they would have done, like you notice, like we were talking about Drax,
Yeah.
he didn't really do anything in this movie except kind of tell jokes.
Tell jokes, yeah.
Yep.
And he's supposed to be like
laughed a lot.
the all-powerful.
Yeah, because last
You
movie
know.
he was so serious.
Yeah,
and
he was
just
very
like
serious,
out
yeah.
to murder Thanos.
Yeah.
And then now it's like laughing. like, all the
I would have
time.
thought they would have given each one of them like a really good action scene to do,
Yeah.
so they can you can see their powers and and how they get down, how they do their
Did
thing.
he even punch anybody?
I don't
He
remember.
picked the girl up.
Yeah,
That's about all. That's the only thing I remember doing.
the crash sequence where they're crashing into the planet and he's just getting smashed against
he
trees.
was like
Oh, yeah.
dangling. Yeah.
Suspension of disbelief is one thing, but that was ridiculous. Like,
What, and then
like
he-
a tank would break into pieces from that kind of treatment.
What,
How
and
did
then-
Rocket fix that shit? By the way, that thing was.
He had a
tore apart.
spray.
Yeah,
he had
he
like
has
a
special
spray
mechanic
that would just
slowly.
it was just a
really
spray that
handy.
would, yeah.
because Rocket can do anything. By the way, like I said, so you know
He
about
also knew how to
Guardians of the
blow up
Galaxy.
a planet. By
How
the
does
way,
how does he become a raccoon? I don't.
And that's another character development I would like to see, and I'm hoping they'll again they
spin-off movie?
It was
Right,
It's
I mean-
it's the same as Wolverine essentially.
Yeah, I mean there is a definitely all these characters have a past and they have the way of being what they are now, and that's what I was hoping they would do a little bit more of Rocket than the way they did it.
Yeah.
But because remember in the first one when they all got thrown in jail, you know, Chris Pratt turns around and he sees Rocket from behind and he has all those surgical,
Yeah.
you know, so it's kind of like, okay, what's going on with this guy? I mean, but you have to admit that Trash Panda joke
Trash Panda was good.
was good.
I don't remember that.
When he's like, don't call me a raccoon. And then he's like, okay, I'm sorry. You're a trash panda.
Yeah.
And then they're like, is that better? It's way worse. It's so much worse. But no, to that answer that, I'm not sure. And I'm hoping that even if it's a spinoff, I don't know. I really don't want to see it on Netflix if it is.
Yeah.
But I would like to see more about it.
Let's talk about the Marvel on Netflix. I think they're all terrible.
Even Luke
So
Cage.
we touched on
Jessica
these
Jones.
before.
Okay, I liked Luke Cage, but I really liked the soundtrack on Luke Cage
Okay.
and kind of the atmosphere of the show.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. The Iron Fist is horrible.
I've never seen it.
I haven't watched it.
It's horrible. It's the worst acting.
Jessica Jones is good.
I love
Daredevil I
Jones,
like.
yeah.
I liked Daredevil for a while, and then it just kind of got silly when they put the Punisher in there. I'm like,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
but the first season 1 was really good.
Season 1 was good. But it all. What I'm getting at with all this is Marvel's just taking things too far. Like they're inundating. Like it seems like pretty soon every movie is going to be an MCU movie. Either
And people pay for it.
People will pay
want to
for
see
it.
it. so they're
Marvel
gonna keep
Marvel is
doing it.
like Ego, where it just keeps expanding in this
Yeah.
biomass that'll consume everything.
Real quick, one thing that drove me crazy in this movie, like the exposition was really clunky in this, to where they literally had
the plastic dolls.
characters walk through a museum of exposition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty
Uh,
rough.
Yeah, that really bothered me.
It's just it's bad writing, but like
It is bad writing.
to the writer's credit, you gotta think if you're sitting there and you're writing this, you're getting God knows how much money James Gunn made for this, but he's just like, you know what, I can kind of just do whatever I want here. I need something here. I don't really need to make it really fit.
Yeah.
I need something here, so I'm
I
just
think
gonna
that was
put it
like
in.
studio stuff, man. Because I think he had probably more free reign on the first one because no one cared or knew anything
Yeah.
about it, and now they're like, oh, this is a thing, so
This-
we need you to hit these certain points throughout this movie, and I think that's probably what made it bad
Historically, one of
or
the
disappointing, I should say.
historically one of the worst things with every film ever made is that you have a writer and a director and you have a producer and you have actors, and then you somewhere have executives at a movie studio who put their input in on what
Yeah.
they should have, and they don't know anything. They don't know how
No.
they know how to make money. You know, they're lawyers and stuff. They don't know anything about movies. That they're like, well, you know, they're the type of people that are like, well, you know what, we need to put a can of Pepsi here because we need product
Yeah,
placement. You
exactly.
know? So there's a lot of that type of stuff that's going on here, like where they're shoving all these characters in, there's not really a reason for Howard the Duck to be running around in this.
God, no.
Is he gonna be his own movie?
No. He already has a movie that was made in 1985.
I know.
Horribly
Terrible.
good. Horribly good.
A terrible classic.
Terrible.
Horribly good. I grew up with that movie.
Howard Duck is the real Thanos. Is
With-
what it turns out to be.
He's the ultimate evil in the
Please.
universe.
With
Yeah.
the Howard the Duck soundtrack was George Clinton, by the way. So
Was it really?
Yeah.
I have. I still have that song in my head too.
Yeah.
But to the point of that, you know, I want to be James Gunn's friend so bad because this guy is just so cool. He puts all of his friends in his movies.
Yeah.
And just they have
that
fun
his
doing
brother?
it. Yeah.
That is his brother?
That was
Okay.
Sean Gunn.
There's a couple of guys from the Howard Stern show who he's friends with that are in the movie.
Yeah.
They played Ravagers. Yeah, he just gave them parts in the movie. So
It just to me, I think any, like you said, no one really knew Guardians. They knew it was a Marvel movie. They're like, okay, cool, I'm going to see, even though I have no idea. It became a huge success, and actually for a first movie, I think it did very well.
It did great,
writing wise, and just all that. So now you got the second movie, and it's like, okay, we're dealing with a sequel. We don't want it to suck. How are we going to make it not suck and be on that level? And to my positive, I really enjoyed it. I kept an open mind with it, and that's what I think a lot of people need to do. And if you're really into comics, you're going to judge it from the get because you want to see what's going to happen. You hear about these characters, how are they going to make it? I thought they did a pretty decent job with it. There's definitely some opportunity, but if I left the theater happy, and when I left the theater, people were actually standing up clapping. They were really excited about it.
It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah,
it is. But you don't see it much anymore. Yeah. But if you get that,
they were clapping that it was finally over.
Exactly. You know what? I judge a lot of films by the way I leave the theater. If I'm like, wow, that was really good, or I'm so glad this is over and I can leave now. You know. And a lot of the Marvel movies, well, not just the Marvel movies, a lot of the superhero movies, all together are that way. Like the DC movies, I think that the Justice League movie is going to be terrible. And Wonder Woman, I really want to see Wonder Woman. I want to see Wonder Woman, but
is that this year?
Yeah,
it's June 2nd or something.
Yeah, it's less than a month, so definitely going to go watch it. Now, Justice League.
You're going to have to watch another comic book movie.
Jason Momoa.
Are we doing Spider-Man?
He's going to be cool as Aquaman.
Aquaman. He's not going to be a blonde hair.
But I'm trying to figure out how are they going to.
Is there going to be a giant beam coming in from space or something like in all the other ones?
How are they going to do Aquaman? Because there's going to be a standalone Aquaman movie.
He's going to
do a complete movie underwater.
Maybe there's an evil shark that needs to be taken care of.
I'm your man. I can swim through and kill every DC character except for Batman because Batman rocks.
Yes.
So you're going to criticize them all to death.
You're going to try to kill Batman, and then you're going to find out you have the same mother.
Listen, I told you I want to write a superhero movie called The Normals, where it's just normal guys that just happen to have superpowers, and that's a very good evil character, the Criticizer.
Isn't that Hancock?
I was gonna say, isn't that the Credibles?
Kind of like,
almost?
Well, the Incredibles. It's more like Hancock.
Okay.
More like Hancock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That would be a great evil character, the Criticizer. He just criticizes everybody to death. The Criticizer and his assistant, the Hater. That would be perfect.
The passive aggressor.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the worst. But no, I really enjoyed it, and I don't know how they're going to do 3. That's going to be tough.
They're going to have to fire a lot of people that were involved in this one.
Well, you know what? I didn't like it that much. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It was it's cool, mindless. It's a fun movie to watch.
I think we're all kind of the same opinion that it was an entertaining movie, but compared to the first one, how many things that one nailed right, this one almost stumbled at almost every point.
I think they overdid it a little bit.
Overdid it,
yeah, they could have taken a step back, but I enjoyed it either way.
Well, but the thing
hire a better editor is what I would say.
Yeah, well, and a better writer, because this is just my opinion. So the first one was like the origin story of how they came together. They could keep making Guardians movies, just give them a different mission each time, instead of taking it all off into these all different places. Just give them a different mission. It's the galaxy. There's got to be several bad guys out there for them to fight.
Sure.
On their way to getting to Thanos.
I thought a monster stealing batteries was deep enough for me. I didn't need to go any deeper than that.
I don't get those characters. The
gold people?
Yeah. Who I don't understand.
I like the old school video game noises. Their little pods made.
The little pod thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to say I don't remember them in the comics like that, but I think they might have taken a similar character like that and kind of expanded it. And then now we know that character's going to be back. Right. I forgot her name.
She was stupid, too.
What was up with that?
She rules the thing, but I'm like, I don't know.
Well, think about the first interaction they had. They were basically talking about...
Kismet.
Kismet?
Is that her?
I think that might be her.
She's from Man from U.N.C.L.E. That's the only other thing.
Man from U.N.C.L.E., and she's from... with Hugh Laurie, what's the show?
House?
No, The Night Manager. You watch that?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's really good.
I really want to see that.
It's really good, yeah.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. The Night Manager with Hugh Laurie. He's like this weapons dealer.
Way too many television shows on now.
Yeah. And a lot of them much better than movies that are coming out.
You
guys want to review Better Call Saul? I'm watching that right now. It's pretty good.
Sure.
I have not seen. I haven't seen that yet. But
Me neither.
Yeah, I really like. I'm trying to not watch it because I really liked Breaking Bad, and I don't want Better Call Saul to ruin the way I felt about Breaking
It's
Bad.
good. It's a little bit.
It's way different.
Yeah, it's different. It's not
But
as
it's really
dark.
good.
It's more kind of like a sad comedy kind of thing.
Yeah. So, overall, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Do you guys want to see a Volume 3, or would you just rather it just be done now and they go into Infinity Wars?
I'll go see 3.
I'll see it, but I'm bummed out. I mean, Iron Man 3 was good, so
I mean, normally it seems like
they can swing it back around.
the first movie of anything, like if it's a hit, it's a hit. Then the second one dips, and by the third one, they kind of bring it up to where it's about halfway between the first and second.
Are there any Marvel movies you guys are really excited about seeing?
Deadpool 2.
I'm excited about Deadpool 2. Really excited about Black Panther. I want to see what they're going to do with that.
Yep.
The rest of them is just like, I don't think they're going to give Black Widow her own movie.
No, I don't think they should.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing, what was the Ghost in the Shell? She just did that.
Yeah.
That was actually okay.
I got through about 5 minutes of it. I said, this is complete bull.
So-
Can't do it.
You can't compare it to the original anime.
I wouldn't
that's
blame-
for
Not
sure.
yet. You
I
can't.
wouldn't blame her on it. Like Scarlett Johansson's all right.
Scarlett Johansson's is she can do whatever.
She's fine as Black Widow.
Yeah.
But she beats people up with her hair.
Yeah, and I mean she plays the
Nobody
same
a whole
character.
movie of that.
Like that's her new thing because like so she was Black Widow and then Lucy, which was basically Black Widow,
Yeah.
and now Ghost in the Shell, she's Black Widow.
She's
Same
now,
character.
she is now an action star, so any
Yeah.
action movie, she basically has a resume for it.
Yeah.
She can totally do that.
Absolutely.
But one thing I am actually excited for, especially with the Angelique Theater, I'm a huge anime fan, and they're actually having a Studio Ghibli summer festival here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks great.
I actually saw Guardians here on Friday. I saw that. They had I saw the commercial for that. Yeah, it looked really cool. I've seen a few of those movies, like Howl's Moving Castle,
Yes.
Princess Mononoke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Spirited Away is one of my favorites.
I think
but-
I've seen
Spirited
that
Away is
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you? What
need
is
to see
the what
more.
is the one? Kubo or the two?
Kubo and the Two Strings.
Have you seen
completely
that?
different. It's really good.
I heard it was really good. I
It's
haven't
stop
seen
motion.
that. Yeah.
It's
That's
Poor
not the
Line
same
people.
studio,
It's
is
not
it?
the same people, but
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
very similar. But it's actually on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it, it's on there. For
You guys
sure.
got to see Attack on Titan. That's what's
Oh,
awesome.
season 2 I think started.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that.
But yeah, it looks like the Angelica Theater here has a bunch of cool stuff aside from mainstream movies that are coming out. They got a bunch of art movies and special projects like this one with.
Hey, special screening. They're doing Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I
Oh,
cannot
we-
wait.
Word.
It's this
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I may have to come up here. So.
I love how they bring the old school movies here, and actually, going back to anime, they actually did the recasting of Sailor Moon here. I went with my friend
Nice.
Stacy, and they had a cute little promotion afterwards, and that's what I appreciate because you don't see many theaters doing this type of stuff.
Baywatch. They're doing Baywatch.
We can all watch Baywatch here.
Speaking of that, reminds me there was the little second of David Hasselhoff in Guardians. Where she
Yeah.
hopped in. I laughed at
I
that.
like
I couldn't
that
help
joke
it.
was
Well, you know
good.
what?
I rolled my eyes
In
when I
the
got
about 30 seconds we have here, I would say, you know what? For me, if you're going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, come see it here at the Angelica.
For sure, for
it'll
sure.
be a great experience for you.
Absolutely.
Get comfy, have a beer.
Get comfy, have a beer. Like they have looks like they have a really good menu
You'll
here.
need as many drinks as possible.
Yes, you will. So enjoy,
All
definitely.
right, I guess we're out of time.
So anyway, that'll do it for us here on the Rekt Review. Thank you, Amy, for
Oh,
being
no.
a part of
Yeah.
it.
Thank you
And,
guys for having
Finally
me.
see
you for
someone with a
bringing
positive
positivity.
attitude.
I
Yeah.
am here
Yeah.
anytime
Exactly.
you guys need some positive joy in your life.
Yeah, because usually we're just a bunch of well, I'm the grumpiest of the three, but yeah, usually it's me being very, very grumpy. So,
I'll buy you a beer.
righty-yo.
All right, guys, this has been Rekt Reviews on Enter Talk Radio. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.